What's the status of Spence and Crawford?
Still in discussions. Still got some details to work out. Not going to happen this year at this point. So
that December thing was not gonna.
Yeah, I mean, it's there, but I'm not sure anyone felt really pressured to do that. But I think we're getting to mid-October, so pulling off a December pay-per-view where you don't have it in place by mid-October is a challenge. So I think conversations will continue and probably look at 2024.
Is this true? Like, I read that Crawford can choose the weight. Is that accurate? Because he won the fight?
Not completely. Not completely. I mean, there's some other parameters I don't want to get into, but it goes into it.
What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So what you're listening to is the voice of Showtime President of Sports, Stephen Espinoza, being interviewed by Marcos Villegas of Fight Hub TV. Shouts out to Marcos Villegas. Shouts out to Fight Hub TV. And what you hear is Stephen Espinoza discussing the rematch of the July 29th, Las Vegas, Nevada, T-Mobile Arena, highly anticipated, undefeated, undisputed welterweight showdown that saw Terence Crawford the victor and dominating fashion, and now is the undisputed welterweight champion. But Terence Crawford is contractually obligated to give Errol Spence the rematch, okay? And Errol Spence had 30 working business days to activate the rematch, and Errol Spence has activated the rematch, and they are in discussions to for the rematch. Now, it was stated that the loser had 30 working business days to activate the rematch clause, and the winner had the ability to choose what weight class the rematch took place in, and they would get a bigger split of the pie, right? Automatically. And so Stephen Espinoza, because there was reports coming out after it was widely reported that Errol Spence activated the rematch clause, that Terence Crawford was pushing for the fight to take place at welterweight 147, and that that Errol Spence wanted the fight to take place at 154, and then Terence Crawford was attempting to weight drain Errol Spence. Errol Spence, after the fight, post-fight interview in the ring and in the press conference, he stated he wanted the rematch in December at 154. We knew he was going to say that. We knew it was a high probability that the rematch would take place at 154. So Errol Spence is saying he wanted the rematch at 154. Terence Crawford is stating that Errol Spence never requested that to be at 154, and so he never requested to be at 154, so automatically goes to 147, is what Terence Crawford says that was in the contract. And everybody says that Terence Crawford is wrong for trying to force Errol Spence to have the rematch at 147 pounds, knowing that Errol Spence can't make the weight. And Stephen Espinoza is now saying that Terence Crawford is not fully in control to choose what weight class it takes place in. You just heard what he said. Listen what Stephen Espinoza had to say again. He said Terence Crawford is not truly in position to choose what weight class it takes place in. Listen.
It's true. Like, I read that Crawford can choose the weight. Is that accurate? Because he won the fight?
Not completely. Not.
He said not completely. That's not completely accurate. Either he can or he can't. Either Terence Crawford is contractually in his right to choose what weight class the rematch takes place in, or he can't. What's the in between? Either he wants to fight the rematch at 147 or at 154. Now, listen to what Stephen Espinoza says, why he says not completely. Because Terence Crawford is contractually in his right to choose the weight, but guilt trip, saying that you can't say that you want to fight Canelo Alvarez at 168, and you can't say you'll fight Jermell Charlo at 154, and then demand Errol Spence rematch to take place at 147, is essentially what Stephen Espinoza is telling you, that Terence Crawford can't be a hypocrite. Listen.
Not completely. I mean, there's some other parameters I don't want to get into, but it goes into it. The idea behind the.
So he said there's some other parameters he don't want to get into regarding what other parameters are there? Does Terence Crawford have the ability to choose the weight and Errol Spence has to oblige, or does he not? Which one is it? Does he have it in writing in his contract that he can choose the weight? Yes or no? It's just that simple. Plain and simple.
It's like, weight shouldn't be, if there's a legitimate difference, one guy is legitimately going to 154, one guy is legitimately staying at 47, then, that's a reason a fight can't be made. But weight can be used as an...
So now he says one guy, so what he's saying to you is that Terence Crawford is not sure, he's not definitively staying at 147. And Errol Spence is definitively going to 154. So he's saying that one guy is not definitively going to 154. We know that's not true because we know Errol Spence is going to 154 and he's already registered at 154 pounds. We know he's going up and we know he stated that he can't do 147. So what he's saying is that Terence Crawford is not definitively staying at 147. And because Terence Crawford is not definitively staying at 147, then he can't use weight as an excuse. So does he have it in a contract that he can legally say, I want to fight at this weight or not? Keep listening. It's the guilt trip.
Excuse and sort of say, I don't feel like it. Like, I'll go up to legitimately staying at 47. Then, that's a reason a fight can't be made. But weight in a difference. One guy is legitimately going to 154, one guy is legitimately staying at 47. Then, that's a reason a fight can't be made. But weight can be used as an excuse and sort of say, I don't feel like it. Like, I'll go.
So weight can't be used as an excuse. So Terence Crawford can't say, I'm not fighting at 154. He's going to be forced to fight at 154 is what he's saying. Keep listening.
Up to for this guy, but not another guy. So, that's sort of the spirit. The language is very, more precise and very...
He said that's the spirit, meaning the energy. That's the energy. It's not contractually obligated, but the energy that they have is that, the energy is that Terence Crawford should essentially give Errol Spence the rematch at 154 because Errol Spence extended his hand to make sure you had to fight. And in the same token, you're not legitimately or definitively staying at 147. You're up in the air. And you can't say that, well, I'll fight this guy at this weight, but not this guy. Does he have it in the contract legally?
Definitively. But the concept is, out of fairness, is, let's...
Out of fairness. Out of fairness. Now, you stated that he doesn't have the right 100% to choose the weight class the rematch takes place in. But now he's saying out of fairness. Does he have the right language in the contract that can say that Terence Crawford can demand that the fight take place at what weight class he so choose to feel comfortable at it having? Does he have that ability?
Not be selective. Can't say, hey, I won't go up for this guy, or I won't go up for the rematch, but I'll go up for this guy. That's not the spirit of it.
But contractual...
That's not the spirit of it. Again, that's not the energy. That's not the fairness. He's not answering. Does Terence Crawford have the right to choose what weight class? He's saying no. But then at the same token, he's saying, well, you got to be fair. Which one is it?
It has to happen, the rematch. Or if one or the other chooses not to, then we won't have a rematch.
If there's there are some conditions in which, it wouldn't happen,
Now watch Steven Espinoza say that they have agreed on money. They have agreed on everything. They haven't agreed on the weight. And the weight is the holdup. Essentially what he's going to tell you. But Marcos asked him, can one of the fighters just say, listen, you know what? I don't want to do the rematch and walk away, or they're contractually obligated, and he's going to tell you that, you know, there is verbiage that can prevent in the contract that can prevent the rematch from happening, and he's going to say, like, so he don't want to get into it. Marco's going to push, and then he's going to say, well, for one thing, the weight can be an issue. So then that means Terence Crawford is well in his right contractually to say fight here or no fight. Listen.
I want to get into the specifics of it, yeah.
You get into one specific?
Well, I mean, weight is one thing. If they can't agree on weight, you know, that's it. But, you know, money is set, all the other parameters are set, you know, weight is one of the few examples where, you know, that could be the obstacle.
Now, finally, you know.
So if weight is one of the things that can be an obstacle, then Terence Crawford is contractually in his right to say, fight here or I'm not fighting. And Errol Spence can walk away, take it or leave it, essentially. Essentially, Errol Spence can take it or leave it. So what is he saying? Why is he saying that Terence Crawford? No, you want Terence Crawford to be quote unquote fair and give Errol Spence the rematch at the weight Errol Spence desires. Period. Point blank and period. So let's see how this unfolds and plays out. But that's all I got for y'all. Make sure you hit the like button. Drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue. Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. You haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon to get all the new notifications. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. So all I got for y'all. I'm gone. Peace.